Hi Scorpio, I'm Zach, and this is Challenger Vedic Astrology and Tarot. Welcome to the channel. So, Scorpio, today we're talking about the Saturn transit into Aquarius. But before we get into that, let's talk about when Saturn was in Capricorn the past 3 years. Now, in Capricorn, Capricorn's your third house. Third house is younger siblings, it's cousins, it's neighbors. You may have noticed that they were having issues where they needed help. Maybe they were struggling health-wise, financially, but they would have needed your help during this time. Saturn is service, so you may have had to serve them in some way. Also, third house is media. It's short distance travel. So you may have been having to travel for work during that time. You may have needed to get involved with media for your work for some reason. Maybe marketing through, social media, that kind of thing. But also, third house is effort. So Saturn usually requires a lot of effort wherever he sits anyways. But being in the third house of effort, Saturn was requiring a lot of effort being put into your life in general. Also, third house is writing. So you may have needed to write for your work, or maybe you were deciding to write a book, maybe a blog, that kind of thing. But now Saturn is moving into your fourth house. So, fourth house is mother, it's home, it's vehicles. It's also your comfort and your happiness. So, your mom, if they're alive, would need your help during this time. Maybe they could be having some health issues. Maybe they're struggling. But Saturn would require that you help your mother. Also, you could move during this time. Third Lord, with Saturn controlling the sign of Capricorn, being in the fourth house, you could definitely move. Also, you could get a new vehicle. Now, Saturn's going to require that you work hard towards those things, though. If you want to move, it's going to happen slow, and you're going to have to work hard towards it. So maybe you need to work towards building up your finances to have enough. If you have a vehicle, it could be having some problems. Even if it's a brand new vehicle, so you might get a brand new vehicle and all of a sudden you have to do repairs right away on something on it. But Saturn's going to make you work hard towards those things. Also, Saturn could maybe make you a little depressed during this time. You may be having trouble feeling comfortable, feeling happy during this time. Because Saturn's requiring you to work. And it's in the house of home. So you may not really be at peace when you're at home. You may feel like you're having to work all the time. Now, let's talk about the aspects of Saturn. Saturn has a third, a seventh, and a 10th aspect. So let's talk about the third aspect first. So the third aspect is going to be on the 6th house, the sign of Aries. So 6th house is pets, it's maternal aunts and uncles. So they could be needing your help during this time. Third aspect of Saturn is where a person has to put in effort. So you would have to be putting in effort towards those things. 6th house is also enemies. So you could have enemies that you have to deal with during this time. 6th house is also legal disputes, conflict. So there could be a legal issue going on. 6th house is also health. So Saturn would require that you put in effort towards your health. 6th house is also debts. So Saturn here is going to make you put in effort towards paying off your debts. Towards dealing with your debts. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn is going to be on the 10th house. So Saturn here is aspecting two houses of work. Sixth house is also work. It's also co-workers. 10th house is your bosses, and it's your career, it's your status. So you may be struggling with people at work during this time. Also, with Saturn aspecting two houses of work and sitting in the 4th house, you may be working from home during this time, now that Saturn's moved into the 4th house, or soon will be. Uh, or you could be going back to work and, where you were working at home before, now you're going back into the office. Also, you could be having trouble with your coworkers and with your bosses during this time. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn, let's talk about that. 10th aspect is going to be on the 1st house. 1st house is you, it's your body, it's your health. So, with Saturn aspecting two houses of health, definitely for Scorpio, Ascendant, and Moon signs, you gotta work on your health. Saturn's going to require that. But Saturn gives a reward when you work hard. But he only gives that reward in time. So if you're working hard towards your health over a long period of time, Saturn's going to reward that. Now, on top of this, the slower moving physical planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Mars, from now until March 12th, are all going to be aspecting the sign of Scorpio, your 1st house. So expect major changes in your life in general and in your health during that time period. Those will definitely come up. But all in all, this time period is mostly going to be about your health and your work. And that's what's coming up for you, Scorpio, with the Saturn transit into Aquarius. Now, if you'd like to book a Vedic astrology or a tarot reading with me, you can do so at the link in the description box below. And I'll catch you in the next one, Scorpio.